everyone. I want to open up the 2018 Omaha Soaring Club Safety Seminar. I want to thank everyone for coming today. I want to thank Jim for setting up the room for us and providing coffee and donuts, the important stuff. We've got a couple new people or newer people. Might want to stand up and say a bit about yourselves. Jeff Counter, Steve Rasmussen, if you guys want to just give a little quick introduction.
Jeff Counter, I started flying gliders in '96 over in Ames. Got my commercial in Martin Field in South Sioux in '98. But kind of back and forth, just got back into it this last summer, hoping with any luck and with the FA to try to be the DP for the club. That's kind of the whole goal behind all this.
Thanks, Jim.
We wish you luck.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Steve Rasmussen. I started flying gliders just this last year. Got my rating in Tennessee, and I've been flying airplanes for a long time, since about the early 90s. Retired civil engineer, so love the club and love life.
All right, thank you. And who do we have here walking in? Shona, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Right, just in time logistics, but it sounds like I'm really late. I'm a retired Marine. I flew helicopters, CH-53 Echoes primarily, flew other helicopters, T-34, fixed wing, and some KC-130 taker time.
All right, thanks a lot. Welcome to the club, guys. And we've had a lot of good growth this year in our club. We appreciate everyone contributing to that, and hope to see more of it as the year goes on. So on our safety seminar, we love what we do, but we do know that there are risks associated with operating airplanes. Safety is dependent on a culture managing those risks, and so we're here today to kind of reinforce that. And this last year was brought to our club in the tragedy of Mike. So there are things that happen that we have to be thinking about. Have to be spring-loaded on takeoffs. We'll be covering things that we should think about. You look back over accident reports, each pair of dams is, the door has popped open, and we've lost a lot of pilots just because it's very startling. And forgot to fly the airplane. The plane will fly with the door open. Just come back around and land. But I've never had a canopy open, and from what I hear, it's the most startling thing that can happen. So it's just a culture that we need to continue to foster the safety. We've done good with our meetings here, and we have to continue that. And I will go ahead and get this started and turn this over to Jane. Welcome, everybody.
Before you say anything, there's restrooms right out the door here, and so don't hesitate to go if you need to. We're not going to stop this meeting, but they're right outside the door.
Okay, I haven't stood up behind this microphone. Is it working? Am I okay just the way I am? Good. If I wander away from it, start waving your hands and I'll talk louder. But I will wander. Does everybody have the quiz with them? Anybody not? Because I do have a few extra examples. But at the end of the day, we want the quizzes back. And actually, we want them back in Tom's hands, not mine. But we do need to. We'll pile them on the table over there, and then we'll pick them up. Paul kind of said some of the things I was going to say about basically introduction. And we have had our newcomers introduce themselves. And so I would increase that, and I want to go around the room and everybody just say who they are and when they started with the club. And I'm starting, I'll be Jamie Alexander, and I believe I started in 1998. Jim? Jim, tell us about you.
I started with the club in 2012. I've been the past president for the last 3 years, and I do a little bit of flying, and damn glad to be here.
Paul Jelinek, president of the club. I've been in the club 5 years now. Came from San Diego. I used to fly gliders and tow planes out at a place called Warner Springs, San Diego. Full-time job here. I fly Metro 23 for the Army Corps of Engineers. Fly gliders as much as I can. Fun gliders.
Bob Dyer, I think I've been in the club since '97. Jamie, also fly airplanes. Bought a 210, so been busy with that. And I own a Russia single place, and I'm interested in maybe selling either part or all of that. Anybody's interested in maybe partial ownership there. What else? Just a great bunch of guys.
We'll go back to the back table on the far left there. Start with Pat.
Oh, hi, Dan Peterson, LLC. I've been there about 7 years now, and I was finally able to get my Soaring Society instructor credentials when I finally finished my bronze badge last year. So I'll be one of your guys that can help with the new people. And I've been flying for a long time, 56 years now. But gliders just and I love it. And I'm also a Civil Air Patrol guy, so is Steve. And so that takes up a lot of my time. That's a lot of fun.
Chief Buchanan, Dan and I joined the club the same day 7 years ago. Power and glider, like Bob Craig and I co-own Russia, and it's been all over the country. I'm going to do some more this year. Enjoy the club. It's a great group.
Steve Stevens, entered my 4th year in the club commercially.
I'm Donna now. As I say, sometimes your purpose in life is to serve as an example for others. I'm a professional student of the club. I joined about 4 years ago, but then life circumstances changed, so I'm in North Dakota most of the time. So progress is very slow, but
You're all students.
Well, Donna comes south for the winter. As far as Omaha.
I was in the Air Force 4 years. I'm a retired scientist, and so my goal was always starting late.
Well, we pick up with Whit back there on that table.
With for Orville Wilbur put motors on a machine I was trying to drive. Actually started with this club back when the club started, and I wasn't actually a member then, but I was one of the few, maybe the only one, as a glider flight instructor back then for us. So they always asked me to come and help them get some instructors qualified. So I don't remember when it was, early 70s or sometime. Started flying gliders in 1968, got my glider instructor grade in the 70s. Fly power, well, 820 now, Civil Air Patrol. Doing a lot of flying.
Tom Schaff, I'm safety officer, and this is the completed the 4th season, and background 182 through college. My college 182 out of aviation for over 35 years, and got back. I always wanted to glide, do soaring, and I got back into this 4 years ago. Got into this, and just when I had two, we had a very active season last year. We did 40. From what I had, 42 days that we were flying, and 360 flights. Our busiest day was 14 flights in one day.
Hi, Bob Aaron. I started when I was stepping off the field. I'm retired, so I'm the club secretary. My the fastest flying aircraft that can be?
Pat Greenwood, started in 2013, I think the same year as Tom and Bob. This is my first foray into aviation, and I love this club and everybody in it.
Frank Mitchell, I've been towing with the club since 2009. I'm a partner in a camp that we keep down in Glassman, and currently I fly Part 135 cargo at night, which has put a little bit of a crimp in my ability to support the operations here. I do as much as I can.
Don Meyer, I started in 2014 after I sold my Decathlon. Really enjoyed the club and just got my commercial add-on rating this month here in Florida, so looking forward to flying. Craig, I started flying hang gliders in the 70s. I'm on about every 2 days or so. That got me into soaring instead. And been flying those since the 70s. Enjoyed the club around the 90 time frame and been a director off and on since that time. Hopefully retire soon.
Dave Leslie, and I've been flying airplanes off and on since I was a kid, like back in the 70s, but very off and on, and trying to get back into it now through soaring. I took a few glider lessons back in the late 80s, but just didn't stick. Rejoined this spring, or last spring, back up to March, and stick this time.
I'm Larry Morgan. I joined the club a year ago. Sold last fall, so I probably one of the biggest movies here.
We're done.
We got it done?
They're done.
All the way around, okay. Paul also used some words from our bylaws mission statement, and I would continue that a little bit. He talked about basically the first paragraph that says safety is paramount consideration about Omaha soaring flight operation. He mentioned risks associated with operating aircraft, and safety is dependent upon managing those risks. That paragraph goes on to conclude with the individual pilots must combine into a culture which aggressively seeks the goal of safety for themselves and each other. And I will talk about this again later in the seminar about us being together and talking to each other about the flying and safety. The Omaha Soaring Safety Program requires each pilot's, and I wrote this as conscious participation, and I think that's correct. But as I looked at it again here today, maybe I should have said conscientious participation. When I wrote this as a rewrite of the bylaws some years ago. Okay, what are the three pedestals or the three legs of our safety program? Somebody give me one of them.
Safety seminar.
Safety seminar. What else?
Flights. Annual safety flight.
Annual safety flight. What's the other one?
Safety quiz.
Safety quiz. Let's talk about safety quiz. And Jim, I can talk here or I can move around and
Count yourself out.
you know, catch it. Okay.
If you don't speak loud enough, we'll tell you.
Okay, yeah. I just will.
Yeah, this is pretty sharp. So.
You also have me in the view when I'm up there.
Yeah, you're out of the view if you get down towards these pages.
Okay, fine. So
Stand by the sailboats.
all right. Let's start from the beginning. And this is the road part of this, so we're going to go around pretty quickly. We're going to start right here. What's the VNE on the L-23? You don't have your approach right in front of you. No?
Well,
Give me the answer.
You want the exact speed, the 184?
I want to know what the velocity never exceed is on the L-23. First question. Gotcha.
I just have it that limits never exceeds.
Ah, well, let's move.
You're asking for the exact
Let's move
number.
to somebody that knows the exact number, yes.
133.
Okay,
Knots.
133.
It's red line.
And that means red line. Okay, Bob Dyer, how about the VRA?
I don't have the exact speeds here.
Well, let's move to
Stands for
somebody
rough
else.
86.
Who's got-
Rough airspeed. Rough airspeed.
Okay, rough airspeed.
Begins in the yellow arc.
Into the yellow arc. Very good. Now, I'll move back here. Talking about what our operations document, flight manual says, VRA. Now, what do we call that in our terminology that we generally use? Well,
Or the caution BP.
what is that? We don't use VRA. That's a
Maneuvering.
maneuvering is
yeah.
different.
Well,
It's different.
it's maximum structural cruising speed,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that not what the top of the yellow arc is? Or the bottom of the yellow arc and the top of the green? Maximum structural cruising speed. What's the typical FAA initials for that? BNO. And so Blahnik has renamed this thing in our flight manual to VRA, which really makes more sense in the sense that it's a limit speed for rough air, right? You don't want to go there if it's rough. Okay. Now somebody mentioned maneuvering speed. What's VA? And what is it? What's the number?
81.
Yeah, 81. Get it written down there, guys. 81. Okay. So what is that function for?
You could max flight control.
Full and abrupt movement. If you go above that and you do full or abrupt movement or any repetitive of such thing, you might break something, right? Is that marked on the airspeed indicator?
No.
Why not?
It varies.
Changes with the load.
Because it changes. Okay, now there's a performance speed that we know, that is the stalling speed. Call it VS or VSO, right? And I didn't ask you about it here. But those are marked on the airspeed indicator, aren't they? Green, bottom of the white arc. Don't they move? I mean, don't they vary with speed, with weight? Well, how come they're marked and VA isn't?
Great question.
Huh?
Great question.
Well, if the stalling speed, if you're lighter, am I still okay in the camera? If you're lighter, the stalling speed's a little less, is that going to hurt you? No. You know, if you stall at 32 instead of 33, that's safer because you've had a little more time to recover before you stall. But the problem with VA is, when the weight is lighter, what's the airspeed? Bigger or smaller? It's lower. So if you're flying around at a single, with 1,000-pound weights in the glider, you and alone, or, well, you can't be 1,000, you gotta be 900 or something. In the glider, your VA is going to be something like, I'll just guess, 77, okay? So if you're thinking it's 81 and you do this at 77, you might be screwed, right? Or you break the airplane. So I think that's the point.
What you could say on powered airplanes, normally in POHs, they'll give you a lightweight, midweight, and a gross weight for
Yeah.
speed that illustrates that.
Okay.
We don't do that.
What's the VW mean? This is just copied right out of the specs.
Maximum winch.
Okay, which is how much?
65.
About VT. Okay, now this is something we kind of need to know, isn't it? You know? 81. And that's in knots, right? For the glider. So this gives the tow plane a little bit more room there, you know, because the tow plane's got miles an hour, but we don't seldom get above 80. Unless we're in level cruise and we're going somewhere, then you have to kind of pay attention to that. Why aren't the tow speeds the same for the winch launch and the tow plane launch? Well, why would they be different? 65, 81, what's the difference?
We're moving the CG hub on a winch tow, and you probably have higher exposed G-force.
Would you have higher exposed G-forces with a CG hook or a nose hook?
With a CG hub, you would, those hooks, you have a higher structural force.
The nose hook is going to make it even worse. Because you got the tow line in the front, looking on the nose.
But you wouldn't do that.
Well, you know, that's the only hook you have. That's how you do it.
You have a safety mechanism.
But anyhow, point is what? On the winch, you've got a lot more stress because you're pulling back against the tension on the line and putting the higher tail load, higher down load on the tail. Okay?
If you are winching with a nose hook, the tail uses stall before you're putting much stress on the wings. If you're pulling 233 that way,
And you'll start doing
you'll
that.
just keep doing that.
Yeah.
So
You over pull.
can't do it.
To get into winch launch, and a lot of clubs are going to it, and I think we don't have enough space, frankly, where we are. But it's a good way to get in the air, but there's a lot of different techniques on winch launching. And is the winch launch a constant tension one, like a newer kind, or the one that just runs certain speeds? And we need to know that when we do winch launches, but that's a whole other story. On the airspeed indicator, look at question 2 there. There's a yellow triangle.
Yeah, we're not there. Max landing gear speed.
PLO.
Below and that. 124 knots. Max landing gear
Did I
operates.
miss one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there a limit on the landing gear?
124.
133.
I've got it at 133. You can put the gear down as long as you're legal, right?
Yeah.
How about speed brakes? Yeah, right. In other words, if you really need it and you're at 140 knots, put it out.
Yeah.
It will be an abrupt slowdown. I'll tell you that. Paul.
Back on the VNE, there was a secondary question that we didn't cover.
Okay, good point. Because I get to reading these things, so you keep me on track. If you look at the ops specs, you'll find out that at higher altitudes above 11,000 feet, the VNE is reduced. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Why?
You get a higher trajectory.
And what's the problem with that?
You're going faster. You got more mass energy going.
Well, so what's the structural problem with that?
Well, then what's the structural problem? Because as you apply control force, you're gonna exceed the limit. Sooner you're gonna break the airplane quicker. This is like being at a higher speed at a lower altitude.
I think it's
Possible flutter.
flutter.
Yeah.
I think it's flutter. But anyhow, the point is, now that we are, thanks to people like Jim and all, that go out and do wave flights, we're in that regime, where we have to be aware of those things. And our gliders, and everybody else's gliders, that we do have limits. When you get up like 11,000 feet, to us is sky, heaven, 11,000 feet at Minden, and you're not in it yet, So it's a whole different world. Anyhow, I want to talk about the little red yellow triangle on the airspeed indicator. which is what, according to the OSCI?
Yellow triangle, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a clean airspeed approach.
Maximum speed. Maximum weight.
And also minimum sink speed?
Well, it's close to minimum sink, but it's not. I mean, it is.
The clean
Approach speed and maximum weight.
Clean approach.
Maximum weight approach speed. And it's 41, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, how does that fit with what we do on approach?
That's a little slower than we normally do it.
Well, yeah, a lot slower.
Yeah, right.
But what is our approach? What do I want you to tell me when we're coming down with on the checklist and it says, what's your
Yes.
approach speed?
Speed set 50, 55, whatever you like.
Yeah, I want you to say something that is based on best L over D speed, which is what? 49. For old eyes, it's 50, right? I can see that. So it's 50 plus what?
Your headwind.
Half the headwind and the full gust. Or some calculation that you think is appropriate. So what I want to hear you say is a plan. That's not 41. So I don't know why.
You know, Jamie, there was another table in the full manual on the L23 that referenced the 41, and it said it was the shallow approach speed with no dive breaks.
Right, it's clean approach.
Yeah. And again, that's not anywhere what we use, but that's how where they reference it, no dive break, shallow approach.
That might, that might work for, we're having to deal with, in the practical test standards, the no flap approach. And so 41 is the speed that we'll land at with no flaps. But you can't fly that approach that way because you don't have any of the safety factors that we need. So I just bring that out. Now, an interesting thing, I was on the line looking at the L23, just looking for L23 white magnets. And I found one, the CAP flies. Now, that showed the CAP putting that yellow triangle in a different place. You aware of that?
No, I don't. Well, I've flown 3 different Flanics in CAP, and they're not all the same, so I don't know.
This one was a CAP glider, and that was specifically put at best L over D speed at 49. But that's strange too, because different L23s you find that same little mark. So I just use it as a kind of a reference for minimum sink. But
By the way, talking about manuals online, one I looked at said the never exceeds speed is only 124.
That's the one I used.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
when I flew down in Florida, it was 124.
yeah, that's true. But I sent everybody this and attached it to this program too, the data for our particular glider. You know, 258 Bravo Alpha.
Right.
And this is not like a lot of others. I mean, it's a different serial number of that. And ours is just what I've got in the thing here. It's the never exceeds 133. So I brought that along. If we have any particular arguments we want to talk about, we can look it up.
It's on our website also.
Yeah, it's on the website too. Very good. What's our maximum gross weight? 1124, right?
Yep.
What about with one pilot? I've never seen that restriction before, so I read it. 925. Well, my question is if that's true, 925, what's our empty weight? between those two is 223 pounds. Is that the maximum weight we can put in the front seat?
No, it's
Solo.
242. According to the manual, it's 242.
242. Well, actually, it's not.
On this white envelope that you sent out, it says that the maximum front sole is 270 pounds.
Right, on our weight and balance that is in the glider, and he's holding it up there. It's in the handout, and it's on the website. Is the maximum front seat weight is 270 pounds.
Yeah, but that doesn't work, that's a good question, because that doesn't work with the empty weight of 702 and the maximum.
No.
Okay, now how can that be? And here's what I think, rather we can spend a lot of time. If you take a look at that chart, the weight and balance chart that we have in the glider and we look at, what are the G limits for dual flying as opposed to single place flying? Point is they're less. There's a weight, there's a BM diagram in here too. But the point of it is that if you adhere to the G limits, my interpretation of this, you adhere to the G limits for the heavy glider, even though you've got one person in the glider, you can go to where we have 270 miles. But if you're adhering to the single pilot G limits, like for aerobatics, then what we just said, the 223, would be the number is the maximum you can fly. So if you're not doing aerobatics, I think you're fine at 270. That just solved that issue in my mind that way. Okay, what would you say the maximum gross weight was? 1124?
Yeah.
What's the maximum tow line strength you can use? Who knows what the FAA says?
The FAA says 80% to 200% of the max weight of the glider, but the Atlantic has 1467 or 62,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. Max.
Did anybody ever aware of that before reading all this stuff? I wasn't.
I became aware of it in Florida.
Did you? Did you know about it?
Yeah. And the ropes that they order, right on their reel says that's the tensile strength, 1,462.
Well, we order rope that is 1,500 pounds. Our Datron line is 1,500 pound stretch. Breaking strength. And I'm not going to argue about 40 pounds, because we kind of use that rope one time, and you put a knot in the end. So that takes me.
Hey, Jamie, on the rushes, we call it a weak link that's attached, but is that actually a weak link? Because according to the regulations, you're supposed to have a weak link to the glider and a weak link hooked up to the tow plane also. And so is that an actual weak link you guys are using on rushes, or is that just an adapter to fit your...
No, it is a weak link.
Okay.
And I've convinced myself that it works out that the tow rope itself is adequate to meet the requirements for a weak link attached at both ends.
Okay.
And that's the way we allow it. I think most I haven't seen a whole lot of places that put a weak link on both ends, okay, frankly. But my argument would be that the tow line itself is a weak link, just a 200-foot weak link. Then the weak link that the light airplanes have is whatever they need. It can be a really weak link made out of metal that pulls apart at a certain breaking strength, or it can be just a rope that's got designated breaking strength that's necessary. Okay. And where are we? I turned the page and lost my place. Well, yeah, we got that figured. We were trying to figure out. We figured number 6 was the maximum front seat solo weight, 270 pounds. Number 7. This is your own question. I figured mine out. Stepped on a scale just prior to flying what it would read, and I put in with my kneeboard and water bottle, I said, and a hat, I weigh 160 pounds precisely. And so I figured out mine. Let's go. But if you're going through that issue, what is, can you answer? I'm not asking for all the answers. What's the minimum front, if you're in the front, what's the maximum seat you can have in the back?
152 pounds.
How much?
152 pounds.
That's your.
No, I said if there's 270 pounds in the front.
No, the question is number 7A. If you are in front, what's the maximum rear seat weight you can carry?
172, I think.
How much?
172. I would say 178.
What can you carry in the back?
I can carry 172 in the back.
How'd you figure that?
Well, I added it up, and I went into the
chart,
into the weight and balance envelope.
Yeah.
To see that I was within the limits.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. You go into the front seat 178,
yeah, right.
and you go over to what the max weight is on the back seat, and 3 down scale.
Yeah. Because mine is 160. I'm 160, and I can carry 260 in the back. So it seems to me that your number was.
I can carry 275.
Anyhow.
Max is.
Oh, yeah.
Close way to the body. That's not as nice.
No, this is wrong.
Okay, but
I did this at like 11.
that's the first mistake you ever made. What's the maximum what?
Is it just determined by this, or is there, what's the maximum?
Well, yours.
Mine was at 290. I mean, is that
I'm not sure of a seat limit. So, but if you subtract the usable load, 422, you take away your weight at 120 or whatever it is, you find a 300-pound capability. I'm not sure if you get them in. But it would work on the weight and balance scale.
There is one point though, that you have to consider the gross weight when you do this calculation, which I didn't do.
Well, on that weight and balance chart, I'll hold it up. It's too small to really see. But if you look at that thing, there's 2 limits that are CG limits. Which line are those? The answer is the very top line on the graph and the bottom line.
Yeah.
And so if the combination of weights that you have hit right on the bottom line, you've got an AFCG problem, right? If you don't have a problem, you're legal, but that's the limit. You have 2 light people, in other words, or just 1 light person, whatever. If you hit the very top line up there where the crosshatch is up on the top, now you've got a forward CG limit. And then what is the longer diagonal line that comes down on the far right side?
That's always going to equate to max useful load.
That's going to be the, whatever the maximum load up to is the 422, or whatever the maximum useful load is. So that's why in my case, I put in 160, so I would always bump into somebody that's within the CG limit. But if you're really light, you could be in the forward limit. Anyhow, just what to know about that. Okay, pre-flight. You go out and pre-flight the glider. I'm sure every time you do, you want to make sure what's in the glider.
Order manual operating.
Water.
Airworthiness, registration, operation, limitations, weight balance.
Okay. Is that all we need in our glider?
No, we don't need a radio station operator.
It's not
You only need that for international flights and power.
Right. Okay, so the old days it was ARR.
Yeah, now it's just AR.
Now it's just AR, but if you go to Canada, you probably, you need the other R. Is that all that we need in the glider? Is AROW?
Water. Flight registration.
I'm giving you a line check. Whatever. I just walked out to the glider. I'm the FAA guy, and to say, we're here to.
Depends on what regime you're flying. We need a current annual inspection.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what that's for.
No, but the proper placards have to be.
That's true.
Yeah, that's operating limitation.
That's operating limitation.
As far as paperwork, I think Jamie might take us toward the pilot certificate.
No. What has to be in our glider? It's in the specs. What has to be in there? Come on, somebody. Tom, you know.
Isn't it the POH?
What POH?
Dan said that. There, that's just piece of paper. Registration piece of paper.
You gotta have a pilot operator.
Balance is a piece of paper. We need the POH, and that's behind the seat.
It's right. Everybody hear what he said?
It's in the, if somebody asks you, it's behind the rear seat, the cushion and the pan.
Yeah, right.
That's where it's at.
So if I walk up and say I'm from the friendly FAA and I want to see, so if I don't ask you for the POH, don't offer.
But it is there.
Yeah, right. Pilot operating handbook. That's part of it. Okay. Now somebody talked about what do you have to have in your pocket?
Money.
Or a money to pay the bill. No.
A photo ID and your license.
Yeah, a pilot certificate and a photo ID.
If you're a student, solo student, the endorsement.
Yes, that's true. If you're a solo student, you should have your endorsement.
And you don't have to have it readily accessible now, you don't have it in your pocket.
Readily available.
Readily available.
Yes, right.
You leave up.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And is that what you?
All right, who's responsible, number 9, who's responsible when you walk out to that glider to get in for the glider to be in safe condition to fly? PIC, right? That's what you're pre-flying for, okay?
But is also the owner-operator and the IAA that did the annual responsible for the...
No, there's no responsible for the air. No.
That's the responsibility for being airworthiness, which is having the annual inspection done and the ADs done and all that kind of stuff. Is the owner-operator who has probably then hired a mechanic to do it, has to have the paperwork and the logbooks and all that.
The owner operator is the only one that can actually initiate action on getting that on his annual. So I think it's not the mechanic that initiates the action for the annual, it's the PIC that initiates the action for the annual.
Well, PIC just has to make sure that the aircraft is airworthy, and that means that it has a current manual and that means all the ADs are complied with, etc. And so it's up to the PIC to check it.
And even if you rent an airplane from the FBO, the PIC supposedly does. But again, the typical student or rentee doesn't go out and check all the paperwork in the shop like the FBO or they get it. We don't typically make all the paperwork because we have a maintenance department. We have the logbooks available on request. We don't have to have them with us. Okay. All right. So we do a pretty good pre-flight. And now we go out and we do the quality control check and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if we really always look and see whether we have the paperwork on board, but it doesn't hurt to look in the pocket and make sure. But now, how do you reconcile that with when you are, like in my test here, fourth guy in the line, and the glider just lands, and you go out and jump in and go. If you're the guy that's bought that glider when you get into it, what do you do, if anything, or should you, to satisfy that requirement?
Still your responsibility. You can either trust the person before you tell you something's wrong, or you can stop and do a whole pre-flight and check yourself.
Absolutely. Now we just usually say it flew in, it flew out, it flew back. But when I walk out to it, it's kind of like when you walk out to your car in the parking lot, and it's been there a little bit. Maybe you walk around it and see whether the tires got air in them, you know, or whether somebody has scratched up the whole side of your car, things like that. So when I walk out there, every time, and I get it a lot, I look and say, okay, I don't see anything different. Really. If the tire is good or whatever.
Just the landing gear up.
And things like that.
Let me tell a quick story on myself that highlights this. Happened to me a few years ago. We had a Jantar, and some other guys brought the Jantar out. I was flying the L-23 doing whatever, and then I was going to fly the Jantar. So the Jantar's sitting out there ready to go. Somebody else already PC controlled it, did all that stuff. It's got the tail wheel dolly on it. Good. I make sure that, you know, if you guys get the tail wheel dolly off, I go, except there's no tail wheel on it.
Yeah, you did.
There was no tail wheel on Jantar. Really? Yeah. We're going to take it out, do some repairs, and make it either the cockpit say maintenance in progress or anything like that. And so people had tail wheel dollies on it, and the Jantar tail wheel was a little down. So they brought it out, etc. I never. Who would have thought? So that just goes to show you.
Did you catch it before you launched?
No. I came in, made a perfect landing, just happened to be walking the field, and said, "Oh, very nice. There's no tail."
We have also managed to fly with the tail dolly on too. You know, all of these things, so that's why we need to, among other things, look out for each other.
One more thing, if you're the fourth in line, you could also be part of the official pre-flight.
Yeah, you could. And we're there and all that, but maybe not. So I just make the point that you are taking that responsibility when you go out and get the glider.
We've got to look at it this way, whoever checks it out, make them fly it first.
All right. Number 10. And I just put in, this is a question we've had before, and some of you have been around a while, I've seen that question 2 or 3 times. What's the answer to number 10? What is the multiple choice answer to how we do the procedure? C. Everybody's happy with C. Did anybody happen to, in this last Soaring magazine, there was an article about somebody flying in Australia. If anybody read that or not. But they make a point in the article saying, hey guys, be ready. They don't do this, I'm ready, flap the rudder kind of thing, and go. When they lift the wing, the tow plane goes. So be alert. When you give them the wings up, that means go.
I think our bylaws say there has to be a trained wingman runner also, right? You just can't have anybody lift the wing and go.
Well,
so that's
no, we have a fairly. There have been times, and I'll tell a story on me and Bob Craig. Bob remembers my very first flight. checking me out back in the days gone by, and we couldn't release. Remember that?
I forgot it.
Yeah. Anyhow, on the L13, and I got in, and there's a bunch of people around helping, you know, and doing stuff. And the L13 had a little round toe flange underneath that you could hook the rope up to just to pull it around on. There wasn't even a spring on it or anything, you know. But well, there was a hook spring on it at that time, which retained the rope. But it's not the toe hook place. And so this person that was helping, they said hook up. Well, he reached underneath the glider and hooked it up. And so we got the release altitude and pulled the handle. Nothing happened because we're not hooked up to where the rope was acting fast. Since then, we took that little flange off of that hook when we had the L13, so that it would likely not be used for that purpose. But we had somebody who was helping who was not trained, you know, and we had several people milling around. And I give Tom a lot of credit for overseeing and working on our launch procedures. And we have, you watch it, and I'm proud of us. We have a pretty good procedure that everybody follows. And it's somebody not aware of what's going on would think it's just a couple of guys messing around. But you watch it, and I'm good and proud of it that we do it right. And so I'm just saying,
So I'm curious, Jamie, on that flight with Bob Craig many years ago, what did you end up doing? Did you figure it out, or?
Well, no, we never did figure it out because when we came back over the field and had them tow us back, and the control plane released. Then it fell off. We didn't have it. They didn't have it. So you might make an argument when you're going to do this, if you do that process, come over the airport, over the field and drop the rope. Because we don't know where it went, but we lost the rope. That was my introduction to the club.
And you stayed.
Yeah.
So would the rope only stay connected under tension? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
For that.
Yeah.
For dogs. Yeah, when it went down,
And we did not really get that. We didn't know we didn't have it. We couldn't tell for sure, but we didn't.
Yeah, and Bert went up one time was the same thing and ended up having an outlanding because he knew it was on the wrong hook, so her whole leg was pulling it back, and then it decided to just fall off at the wrong time. So they had to land in the field.
Okay. Now, question 11 I asked, what all can go wrong on a tow? You know, and so we start to think, and I'm going to relate this to our preparation here in a minute, but who had more than 10 things written down? How many? Yeah, I know. I got 6.
I did 9 in 1 week.
Okay, so what's the point of that exercise? Not that we could, I don't think we could spend the rest of our time enumerating all the stuff that can go wrong.
Things out of the fast.
But there's a lot of things. Now, what do we brief on?
Road brake. Road brake.
In other words, in your emergency checklist where it says emergency plan, we generally say something and we cover the 200-foot road brake, and we cover it with varying degrees of detail. And I like that. I've been trying to convince people to talk about, okay, what if the tow plane rocks is 1%? What if the toe plate and flutters and rudder. We're going to talk about that again a little bit later on. So that we are properly keyed to those signals. Because we can get a signal which we practice with the wing rock or the tail flutter, or we can do it by radio. And if we do it by radio, the toe plane, we have radios, that's a good thing. So if we had the need to, well, we're going to talk about a scenario here in a minute, exactly this kind of thing. So before I go there, I want to go back to the checklist. In general operations, I'm down to number 12. Is there a difference, and what's the difference between a checklist procedure where you read it and do something, or the checklist that says do it and then read it? But no, again, I did. There's lots of checklists. And what do we typically do? What pattern are we in when we do our takeoff checklist usually? Redo. It's a redo, isn't it? That. And what about on our landing checklist? Read it and do it pretty much, but you might spread it out a little bit. But that's pretty much redo. Do we ever get into a do it and read situation, which is pretty common to bigger operations and airplanes and stuff, where you run a cockpit scenario and you do your checks and then you just read the list that confirms that you've done that stuff. Now we get into that situation when we're interrupted. Now, typically we get down to canopy or something like that, and we say, well, we'll wait.
It's 95 degrees, right?
Now, when you get back, you've got an interruption in the checklist. You either go ahead and do the rest and skip something or whatever. So now we need to be sure that we, in our SOPs, when you ever interrupted a checklist, you went back to the start. Now, when you go back to the start, you don't have to do everything again, but you do have to say, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. So we don't skip something. That's the whole point of my comments about that. Which leads into the scenario, number 12 scenario. Takeoff seems sluggish. The tow plane gliders low as they cross the far end of the field. And I think the times when I've been towing, and it just doesn't seem like you're doing very well. Tow pilots, what's in your mind?
I got some sort of engine problem. I have the carburetor heating on.
That might be one. Very good. Might be your own problem.
For some reason we're not developing full power, density altitude, spoilers out,
That's something imposed on us. Yeah, right. Spoilers out is an obvious answer, but it's not the only possible answer as to why you have that situation. Tow pilots, we are looking for, when you run the throttle up, you get an expected RPM, etc. and so on. And I made a takeoff, and it was just kind of sluggish. And it was one of those days. Maybe we're a little bit downwind because we're operating off the 3-1 and we like it, so we kind of take a little bit of downwind. Maybe you're climbing into an increasing tailwind. Maybe the grass was really tall. Maybe it's really hot. And maybe we should have been at the other end of the airport to start with. But so that goes through the mind. Now, how about a glider pilot? What goes through your mind? I mean,
James Spoiler.
What's a tow pilot?
okay. Well, what that would be is let's say it is the spoilers, and you're the tow plane pilot, and you're just beyond the end of the runway, and you realize this is happening. What are you going to do? Huh? Everybody agrees that that signal is correct. Plug in the letters.
Yes, but is it
Check the spoilers. Yeah. Check the spoilers. Depends on how slow you're going.
Now.
Yeah, it could be rock the wings.
Yeah, see, this is where we're right there to where the conflicts of which signal means what in the heat of battle. Some of us were sitting in Boulder years ago, watching the local glider club take off. And what happened? Anybody remember that? They had a something. And I was thinking it was a spoiler stop, but whatever. I'm going to tell the story like it was a spoiler stop, because that makes a good story. We saw it, and the co-pilot gave the signal. Now, you're the student pilot, and you see something that the signal gave you. What did he think? Do? He pulled the release. It's not really hard to understand how that would happen. But there he is at 100 feet over the end of the runway. With the spoilers out. Yeah. So the thought goes through my mind, and I did this once with Tim Gleason in L-22. I was towing, and he was flying, and we got a little bit in the air, and it wasn't going very well, but it was going. We took off, we were going up.
So you keep flying.
And we didn't have radio. That's back in the days before we were required to have radio. And I said, because of that Boulder thing, hey, we're both safe. We're climbing at 200-300 feet a minute. Pawnee's good enough, And I flew up and came around on the downwind. Then I gave the signal, and he properly responded. He put the spoilers in and went away all happy. But I kind of felt good about that, because if he had done the wrong thing, he was right where he was. Which is what we covered basically on 13 and 14.
All the fun stuff.
Now we get the Wilbur wants to do it.
Good job.
Okay. He wants to go on this cross country. He's going to try it.
With an A-badge? With an A-badge.
He's got an A-badge.
That doesn't even enter his mind if he's got an A-badge.
Well, Wilbur's a wants to do it kind of guy. Give him a B-badge. Would that make any difference? All right. So, and I asked what the magnetic courses and distances are from Washington to Kennard and Kennard back home. And when I went to do this, I realized it's a real pain in the butt, because you can't hardly work a little plotter in that little space. But I figured it out.
Google's your friend.
For flight.
Okay, yeah, you guys, it's not fair. So, what'd you come up with? What's the magnetic course?
360.
001. I got phone.
355 I am.
I came up with 360 with my little plotter.
Okay.
Counts 360.
Deviation or what? Let's make Stoner get it right.
Yeah, I keep saying it.
He said deviation. Variation. What is the variation?
5
3 So what did you do with that variation if you had the true course? Subtract. All right, I just want to kind of pound us back into the days of doing that for a moment. But what's the distance from Washington to Kennedy?
5 miles.
Just shy of 5, 4.7, 4.8 miles, something like that. How about Kennedy to Blair?
6.5.
5.5.
Get 5.
5.5.
Of course, it depends where you measure. The airport symbol's that big, you know, so you need the end of the airport or the center of the airport, whatever. They're both roughly about 5 miles. Okay. Okay. Now, Ken Wilbur wants to do this. May he, I don't know whether he can, may he try this?
I said no initially, but now I'm thinking yes.
How many said no?
Unlike Pat, I did initially to Blair. Yeah, it's got to be within gliding distance all the time.
Okay. We got a lot of crosstalk going. What is the caveat? What in the rules would prevent him from doing this?
Unless he has a run stretch, he's got to be able to be within gliding distance of any field at all times.
Okay. You're saying that, you're saying without which badge?
C badge.
C.
C badge.
C.
Or you can have a
Not any field either, not at home.
Gotta be home.
Not the SCA.
You gotta be within gliding distance of the, most of our operations are this way. First off, we don't want the L-23 off field if we can help it. But it's a pain. We don't have a trailer handy, we got, you know, yada, 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 yada. It's a lot different than picking up a Russian or something like that. And everybody will be pissed because gliders in the field are not flying. So we really would rather not do that, which is really a tendency, which we'll talk about, I think, when we get to human factors and stuff, about tendency to push it to home, regardless of how low you are, because you want to get back. Which gives you at the last moment a very small choice of where to land. So it is. But anyhow, our op specs say, or our flight rules say, we will, unless you have, let's go from the start. An A badge is you can solo. If you did solo. B badge you have solo for a half hour. C badge you have solo for an hour.
And you got this emergency landing.
A couple other stuff you have to do, right? And those, if you've got the C badge, then the flight rules say you can go beyond gliding distance to the field. You know, because you can prove and you can thermal, and you got there by thermaling. So rather than set up boundaries for the local area, because you could have a boundary like, say, Kennard, or the lake, Bennington, and today you shouldn't be there. So the load is on the pilot to be able to glide back. And so as long as this Wilbur can get back from where he is, we would agree.
Jamie, at pattern altitude, you have to act within pattern altitude.
He has to, yes, have to get back to the airport. I would hope that that pattern.
Well, it said the rules say normal pattern entry.
Yes, okay. So he could try this. So we got this day. It's kind of nice. Anticipated day around puffy clouds, a light northwest wind about 10 knots. And after release with speed to fly and thermaling strategies, plan the journey to Washington and fly the journey. What are thermaling strategies? One.
Use all use a thermal fly and out of a thermal fly, a speed fly.
What speed you gonna fly in the thermal? What are you gonna do if you're in a 45-degree bank? How much does the stall speed increase in a 30-degree bank? Not much.
That's why we learn about that.
Yeah, right. Pay attention to the glider, it'll tell you.
It's 3.5. It's a 10%.
All 1.2, 30-degree bank, 1.2 G square root of 2, 1.2 is 1.1, 10%. Get 30-degree bank, 10% increase in stall speed, which is 3 knots, maybe 3.5, something like that. 45-degree bank, how much is the increase? 20%. So double that, right? So you have a 6-knot minimum change, maybe 7. 60-degree bank.
40, double it.
40%. Yeah, because there's 2 G's. 2 G's in a 60-degree bank, where that's 1.414. So the stall speed goes up 40% in a 60-degree bank. So we thermal a lot at 45-degree bank. I mean, if you're in a down fairly low, and we all are, even our good thermals, we're still down fairly low, guys, even on local line. So we're flying fairly aggressive banks. We need to have enough airspeed that we can do that. So you're going to have a little increase in speed necessary.
One thing we got to say about that, though, is we're not airspeed monitors, and that's why we do all this thing about feeling the airplane, feeling what it's at. We're supposed to be looking out the window when we're thermaling and looking for other traffic and not being that airspeed.
That's an excellent
So
point.
we know that when you increase bank, it's going to happen, but I don't care. I'm going to fly until I feel like sick, America. So I get you guys for your
Yeah, right. Good point. Excellent point. So anyhow, he makes it. We're going to make it turn around Kenner and come home. What altitude do we need? In your planning, what did you decide that you should have to glide back, final glide from Kenner?
Has a number of 4,320 feet to get to the pattern altitude.
Absolutely. About 3,000 EGL. Yeah. Add a little bit extra.
MSL, we're realtimeters. What MSL altitude do you have to have?
I said 4,500 just to be safe.
How did you figure that?
By starting with pattern altitude and working backwards and adjusting to.
Well, how much altitude? The only question is, we know we want to be 1,000 feet over the airport, round numbers.
Right.
So that's 2,300, right? 1,300 and 1,000. So we want to hit the Blair with something around 2,300 feet.
Right.
How much altitude is it going to take to go 5 miles? That's the crux of my
200 feet per mile.
4,400.
Why not 10,000?
Steve?
Just to be safe.
Well, no, 400 hours back there. But we're going from UTA to Washington.
No, I'm just talking about when you're at Kennard, how much do you need to get back?
In our area, Blair, 4,000 feet.
2,000. You need 2,000 feet to work with.
I had 10% for touch.
You asked how much else?
What altitude? Yeah, that's one answer. So how much altitude are you going to lose to go 5 miles?
That was 200 feet.
And what did you figure? We got 1,200 feet. They seem to have some cruises.
There's a cross there.
What L over B did you figure?
28 over 1.
28.
Well, which is for most pilots not achievable, so you should always factor a safety factor. I usually
Well, we gotta do it.
14 over 1 is the 50%.
Okay, now, John's just been through getting this commercial, and did they ask you that?
Yeah.
The flight plan and use 50%? Bob Cook, one of our best cross-country pilots, do you ever figure something with 50% figured in?
Yeah.
You do? Do you?
You got to assume that they
Yeah. But would you land out if you were at, say, 4,300 or whatever you said? If you were at 4,000, would you start back or would you just land?
Oh, no, I started back.
Yeah, you start back. And so when you figure, if you get down to where you got low enough that you're running on a no correction, 28 or 27 to 1, that will be your best. Now you know that you've got serious issues, right? You may or may not get that. the only safety factor is 1,000 feet of the airport, pretty much to get there. So I figured, I think, this means that in the locus line, how much feet per mile do we lose in our gliders? Well, some of our gliders are near 30 LOD, right? So how many feet per mile do you lose? Per mile. 6,000 feet divided by 30 is 200 feet per mile. So at our best, 200 feet per mile, we'd be 1,000 feet to go 5 miles. Now, we probably are going to do better than a 126, which we've got a 20-to-1 ratio. How many feet per mile do you lose if you've got a 20-to-1? 300. So we're operating in between 200 feet and 300 feet per mile most of our time. So we need between 1,000 and 1,500 feet to get better. You know, if you have a L30, you know, the L33 or whatever, you might do the other. You got a blank, you're in the middle, right in the middle somewhere. You got a 222 or a 233, you're way back on the other one, the 126. So between 200 and 300 feet. So the very best we're going to do without ups and downs is 1,000 feet to go to 5 miles. We can probably make it 1,500 feet. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. 1,500 feet on top of the 2,300, which is 38.
In this scenario, you had a 10-mile hill.
Right. Yeah.
And that's on the rail or you're supposed to.
Right. So I got to do there. You got a 10-mile tailwind, what would you do for your airspeed? Your speed is locked.
I still fly it. That's LRT.
Okay.
You're supposed to have a little bit of bounces back on the graph.
A little bit.
You're going to let it 5 miles.
But I would do it. I'd fly my regular speed. Now, if you have extra speed coming back, extra altitude, and you are coming back, you don't need the thermal. You can just use that lift to go faster. You know, which would be a racing technique. Which we don't need to work on time because we're just trying to stay up. But the people that race are very concerned about time. Okay. Thermal techniques, I asked about that. And we're talking about speed. Example here. You turn into you feel a bump, or a good bump from bump. You have any determination which way to turn?
One wing comes up.
Maybe, yeah. But definitely if you feel one wing come up, you know what to do, right? Turn into it, right? Now you make a turn. You've got a little bit of lift on one end and sink on the other side. What do we do? You're circling, and let's say that on this side, that side, up, over here, down, up, down. What are we going to do?
You roll it. I'm going to hold it down a little bit longer before you make your turn.
We're going to go that way. How long? We're going to come around. We're going to turn, level out, go this way. How long will you go before you turn again?
5 to 10 seconds. 4 seconds.
Well, great, fellas. How do you correct in that scenario? You're the supreme thermal earth.
I find that scenario that the sink side, I tighten the bag.
Say it again?
I tighten the bag and the sink and loosen it up on the try to move the circle.
Okay, so you're gonna keep the circle, but when you're getting sink, you're gonna tighten up to move away from that, and then shallow out and make oblongs going that way.
It's like doing turns around a point.
Oblong turns around the point. Yeah, right.
There.
And so that's the whole point I wanted to get at. What is speed to fly? We talked that term.
It's to get you through the downdraft quickest.
Okay.
And we use, 60, 65?
Well,
expected lift that you're going to go to. Let's say you're going to figure you're going to get 6 knots of lift at your next place. So when you're in sync, that rings will tell you how fast to fly to get to that 6 knots of lift that you're looking for. And it's pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, anybody actually operated one?
We had one.
We had it at Antar.
Yeah, the Antar. That's one of them.
Antar, maybe. Yeah, we don't have anything right now, but we do have numbers around the burials on the L23.
Right.
Which is a McCready ring that won't move. That's all it is. If you had a ring where you could dial, then the racers or the people would say, all right, today I'm averaging 3 knots flying in the thermals. So they would adjust the McCready ring. As I look at it, this way, crank it up so that you're going faster than.
An L over D.
Well,
You're going to get to
speed
the
to
next.
fly, you're always going to be faster than L over D. And maybe as slow as L over D. Well, maybe as slow as minimum sync.
Yeah, you're in lift.
If you're in lift, it goes straight ahead.
And how much sync you have too.
Okay. Anybody got any pounding questions? We just went through it. Now we want you to tell.
My question is, before you go through the nice day scenario,
Yeah.
as a legal matter, I mean, as far as a legal matter, it seems to me that Wilbur could undertake this plan, but he'd have to keep in mind that he's within glide.
That's the exact caveat. He certainly could say, well, I'm going to try to work out to Washington. As long as he stays within, as long as he's going from Washington to Kennard, as long as he's keeping himself where he can always get back.
Right.
Which might mean he'd have to come back toward the airport and then go back out. But you have to, as long as he stays within the club flight rules, he could do that. I'm not saying it was a good idea.
Right.
But as long as he stays within the club rules, to say that he can always get back. Okay. Let's take a break. Please pile your quizzes up here so that we can get them to count. And Jeff counted them. He's now got a week quiz. He's going to
Hey, has everybody signed the roster over there yet?
Yeah, we sure can sign.
Yeah, sign.